Good morning, friends. Today's April 14th. It is 11:44 a.m. and the subject on everybody's mind right now is, where the fuck is Kilmar Abrego Garcia? Where is he? That's what's on everybody's mind. We want to know, where the fuck is the man that the Supreme Court told you to bring home? Where's that guy? The administration is now claiming, oh, we don't have to follow the Supreme Court's rules, because they didn't say we had to bring him home. They just said we had to facilitate, making sure he was okay. And what the Supreme Court did essentially was leave room for this administration to question the spirit of the order. Which we all fucking knew would happen, friends. We fucking knew this would happen. Democracy is no longer intact, friends. There isn't a fucking thing that he couldn't do and get away with right now. And that should scare the fucking shit out of you. There is video right now going around on multiple social media sites that show aerial view of CCOT, the maximum security prison for terrorism, where this administration has sent over 200 innocent migrants, some of whom have green cards to live in America, and now they're sitting in a maximum security prison, and the American people are doing nothing. Do you know that there is a protest scheduled on the 19th by 5051, I believe, and I don't see a fucking thing about it anywhere? Anywhere. I don't see anything about it anywhere. I know I'm talking about it, but who the fuck else is talking about it? So I want to show you this video. I want you guys, it's a clip from a TikTok that I made, but it has the video, the overview of this. I'm just going to say it looks like blood. It could just be wet pavement. But who knows? How are they making room for all of these people, you guys? This prison has a set number of beds and people it can hold, and it just keeps taking more. So where are they putting, or how are they making room? Anyways, you take a look at it and you can make your own inference. It really could be anything, but what it looks like to me is not good. It looks not good. Here you go. Where this country is sending undocumented immigrants. I don't think I have to tell you what that looks like. That looks like a drain to me right there. This is vile. You know they wear white, right? Like that's their uniform, white. That looks like handcuffed behind someone's back. Doesn't that look like that? I don't know. There's a lot you could speculate about here, but I don't think you can speculate about that. I don't think that you could say, no, it's not. It could be anything. It could be, for sure. Absolutely. But the coincidence, what I'm thinking is 1930s Germany that, we promised Donald Trump would be committing is just... So, you guys can make your own inference on what that is. I know what I think it is, and I don't fucking trust this administration at all. I've never in my life seen such abject cruelty in my life. And what are we doing about it, friends? I can't. How do you wake up the American people to say, this may be happening to them, but it will certainly happen to you next? How do you tell the American people to care? How do you make the American people give a shit? The entire world is watching the people of this nation cower like literal cowards. Like cowards. And that is what we are being called. They are laughing at our administration. They are laughing at the people who voted for him. They are laughing at us for allowing it to happen. And they are laughing at us for allowing this cruelty to take place in the strongest country in the nation where people value their freedom the most. They are handing it over the easiest. And I am frustrated and furious. And I don't know what to do. I've made 1,000 videos begging people to care, and that the stupid apps don't make it go viral. I'm loving Skylight, but nothing goes viral over there. They're not sharing my videos past my followers. It's frustrating. I can take a swing and a miss over on Instagram, but the same fucking thing happens because I have 150 something thousand followers on TikTok and just not enough on the other socials for anyone to give a shit or for it to get out. And it's frustrating. I want to do more. I want to be a voice for the voiceless, but it's just not getting out. I'm sorry for yelling. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yes, another change of clothes. That's because it's a different day. I had to walk away. And I had to come back because the conversations that we have get me extremely emotional and riled up. And most times you guys don't see that part of me. And I try to keep it that way. Because I don't need to be causing anybody else any more emotional distress. So when I get that way, I gotta walk away. The next item to discuss today is, well, the obvious. This administration is illegally arresting, jailing at what is called a work camp, and I affectionately refer to it as a concentration camp because I don't know what else to call it, friends. It is a maximum security prison where you work like a dog. And they are sending people there who aren't from there. A Venezuelan immigrant granted asylum in this country with the CBP1 app on his phone with a court case and everything. He got a part-time job and a place to live near the border so that he could stay close to where he needed to be. He did all the right fucking things, friends. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He sought asylum here for safety, and this administration, looking for somebody else, went to the apartment complex where he was living. And in the process of looking for somebody, they came across this young man, and I want to pull up his picture. So the picture I'm displaying on the screen is Manuel Gutierrez. His father is showing us this picture on his own phone. His father is the older gentleman in the picture. Now, the young man did the right thing. He legally sought asylum. Okay, he got himself, as I stated, a job, and he got a place to stay close by. When ICE showed up at this apartment complex where apparently other immigrants are staying because they collectively find each other. They find comfort knowing that people nearby are going through the same things. So they stay in the same places. ICE relies on this fact that they sort of congregate in the same place. And they showed up at this apartment complex looking for somebody, not Manuel, but they encountered Manuel. And knowing that this wasn't their target, knowing this, you guys, they fucking knew it. And knowing that this kid had done nothing wrong, that he was not a Venezuelan gang member, they said, take him anyway. Take him anyway, witnesses heard ICE say. And they took a Venezuelan immigrant and sent him to a fucking concentration camp in El Salvador. Not deported him. The man didn't commit a single fucking crime. Not a single fucking crime. And it is not a crime to be here in the United States as an asylum seeker. What are the American people going to do besides shrug their shoulders and go, oh well, not me yet. Not you yet, bitch. Yet being the operative word here. So they took 238. Anyway, let's scroll. Let's see if I can get I've got a video scroll of the names of the men that they have deported from Venezuela to El Salvador, to this maximum security prison, okay? Now, am I debating that some of them perhaps are gang members? No. Maybe they are. And maybe you have legitimate evidence to prove that on some of these, but for the majority, you guys, hundreds are not members of a transnational gang. They are not. But this administration is slapping that label on them to justify their illegal behavior. And when is Venezuela going to step up and say, what have you done to our people? Why are you sending our people into slave labor camps for seeking legal asylum within your borders? I'll tell you what, friends. If we were to ever have to flee our own country and cross the border into another country because whatever, maybe there was war happening here, we can't predict what's going to happen with this psychotic motherfucker in office. We would be, how do I say this? If we were to be treated the way that this administration is treating asylum seekers, we wouldn't have a leg to stand on to say this isn't fucking fair. And it's a fucking shame that this country's people can't see humanity, can't find humanity. The people who said, I'm a patriot through and through, I love my country, I love my Constitution. Yes, let's bang the drum of our rights and 2A and freedom of speech. But when it comes to brown people, when they're not getting the same rights, I'm quiet on it. Because you're no fucking patriot. You're not a patriot. If you were a real patriot, you would appreciate the fact that everyone inside these borders is allowed the same rights. And they should be treated the same way and given due process. And instead, you're spending $6 million to house innocent fucking people. You guys, innocent people are being housed in a maximum security prison for terrorists where they work them to death. Death being the operative word. We don't quite know if a lot of these people are still alive. They can only house so many people. What are they going to do when they reach capacity? You heard Donald Trump say, and I'll play that video too, on a hot mic, that they want the president of El Salvador to build 5 more maximum security prisons for terrorism and put homegrowns in there. What does that mean? They want to send your Americans there, you guys. Your Americans. Unfucking believable. And what are the American people doing? Fucking nothing. Silence. Fucking silence. And it is It is a sight to behold, friends, to watch the people who claim to be patriots shit all over their own constitution because brown people are due a certain amount of rights and due process. Fuck you all. Fuck you, Americans. Fuck you, fat white pieces of shit who claimed your jobs were being stolen. But then when it came time for you to do those jobs, it's funny, you didn't fucking want them. You didn't want to go pick strawberries. You didn't want to go work in the fields, in the orange fields in Florida. You didn't want to do that. Why not? You said they were taking your fucking jobs. Now they're gone. Go climb that fucking roof and tear off the shingles, bitch, and put a new roof on it. There's your fucking job. You motherfuckers are so hypocritical. I fucking hate it here, you guys. So Marjorie Taylor Greene had her town hall, if that's what you want to call it. She had a bunch of people from her district there to ask questions. She didn't like the questions, and anybody who spoke out, she had them escorted out. And anybody who fought back on being escorted out got fucking tased. They tased 2 people. One lady was charged criminally for swearing. It was a shit show. Nothing you could say to that woman. They asked her legitimate questions like, what are you going to do to stop this fascist man from taking over? And all she could add to the conversation was, what fascist takeover? I'm enjoying mine. I mean, essentially, she is fully engulfed in the MAGA culture. You can't tell that bitch shit. So there was that happened. What else did I want to talk to you? I am a hot mess this week, guys. I'll tell you when I am. When I'm on, I'm on. When I'm off, I'm off. And there's a lot of offs, I'll tell you. I don't have my list in front of me. Usually I have a list of topics, and I don't have that with me. I've been going through microphone changes, if you haven't noticed, because I can't seem to find one that works. And it's 100% my fault because I don't know how to work this shit. Anyway, as it relates to Marjorie's district, a police officer, oh my God, let me pull up the article. Hold on. A police officer in Cobb County, a member of the sheriff's office, who they are claiming is a civilian employee, friends. I'm going to show you the picture. And you tell me if Lieutenant H. Garcia looks like a civilian officer. They called him a criminal justice specialist. That's like saying my oil technician is my automotive lubrication technician specialist. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's my oil change guy. Just like your criminal justice specialist is your fucking cop. This dude is in pictures wearing a badge, a bulletproof vest, a Cobb County Sheriff's hat. This motherfucker's a cop, and he was arrested for fucking with kids. Literally hurting children, in the way that men do. So he was arrested. He's still in jail, and he has to be arraigned. But I wonder if Marjorie Taylor Greene will step out onto her giant platform to call out this sort of behavior from cops. I'm telling you, cops, priests, coaches, you give a man, a child in a position of power, and I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't send my kid to a church. I wouldn't leave my kid alone with a male counselor. I wouldn't leave my daughter alone with a man, a grown adult, in a secluded room ever. I don't care if it's someone I fucking have known for a long time, because I've seen some shit in my long career in law enforcement. I don't give a fuck how trusting I am of a person. My daughter doesn't sit alone in a room with you if you're a man. Nope. Especially with a fucking badge on, I'll tell you that. But yeah, so his name is Ivan Munoz, After being briefed on the investigation pending charges, I immediately terminated this individual's employment, Sheriff Craig Owens said. These are particularly egregious charges, and his behavior... Hold, please. I've got to pop up on my screen. These are particularly egregious charges, and his behavior goes against everything we stand for in law enforcement. Does it, Sheriff? Does it really? Because it would seem to be exactly what you fuckers stand for. Munoz allegedly sexually abused an 8-year-old at his home in Marietta last Friday, according to the arrest warrant. This is updated. This is brand new because when I read it, there was no picture, and there was no details of what he had done. This is as of just minutes ago. Yep, updated 40-something minutes ago. So yeah, this is in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district. She was just there, in fact. It was those particular Marietta police officers, I think, who were tasing people who spoke out in opposition to the almighty orange one. Fuck this fascist country. That's all I can say. Break, please. I need a break. Well, I'm back. It's a different day. It takes me 3 days to do these. I've mentioned it. And in that time frame that I have been working and living and doing all of those things, this fucking fascist administration and Pam Bondi, who I affectionately refer to as Pitbull, has taken to the Fox News airwaves to now report that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a criminal. Do you hear me? He's a criminal. He got into an argument with his wife. According to them, I don't have the report. I don't know if it's true or not. But what I do know is that they're claiming he's a DV suspect, domestic violence, and that he hurt his wife several years ago. She, just so that you know, I'm talking passionately advocating for his release. And do I know that women who are victims of abuse often advocate for their husbands? Yes, I do. I'm not fucking delirious, okay? But what I do know is that sometimes shit gets blown out of proportion and things get pinned on men or women that shouldn't have. When at no point before this time, before they found out how serious we were about this, did they mention this about him. In fact, most people were saying he had no criminal record. So now all of a sudden he has a criminal record, and I don't fucking believe Pam Bondi. She has absolutely zero integrity. Pam Bondi, if you ever hear this, you have proven yourself to be a hack. I don't know the word that is bad enough for what you are. You are lying in the face of Americans, all to protect that orange piece of shit, that criminal, that homegrown criminal who was found liable for raping E. Jean Carroll, who cheated on his fucking taxes his entire existence, who's charged with 34 fucking felonies and convicted of 34 felonies, and you cover for him to benefit your own career. And I'm here to tell you what's going to happen to these people. I don't know if I'll be alive to see it, but at some point, the people who took part in this will go down and have to face a tribunal for their tyranny. Every bit of what they are doing is fucking lawless. It is fucking lawless. They are demanding that the American people follow their new set of rules and laws while they break every existing law on the fucking book, while they refuse to obey court orders, while they twist words and live outside of the spirit of the law, walking a fine line of plausible deniability, and it is fucking lawless. And this administration is going to go down as the worst thing to ever happen to this country, even worse than the Great fucking Depression. Your freedoms are on the line, America, and you need to treat this situation with the severity that it requires, that it deserves. This is not a joke. They sent innocent men to a death camp, to a concentration camp, to a prison for terrorists where the only way out, according to a judge in El Salvador, is in a coffin. And they sent innocent men there. They didn't deport them. They sent them to fucking prison. And it is against every fucking constitutional right we have. You've got Americans who call themselves patriots all over the internet saying that migrants don't get constitutional rights. Therefore, they don't deserve due process, which is a bold-faced lie. The moment that this is something that is distinct about the United States of America is that when you set foot on our soil, you immediately become, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't become an American, but you immediately are owed the rights and privileges that the Constitution provides Americans. And while the courts treat being an American as almost a religious experience, they still provide for anyone who puts foot on our soil to get those due process rights. And they are denying them to innocent men. And that is the problem, friends. That is among many problems. That is the problem. If they can deny these men their constitutional rights, men with green cards, men here legally, men here who have been working and creating families and contributing to society by paying their taxes. These men walked in to do their normal check-in as they are required to do, and they fucking arrested them. They looked at a man's tattoo when he went to check in it was an autism tattoo, you know, the ribbon for his little brother, and they fucking sent him to El Salvador. This administration and everything they're doing is a lie from beginning to end. From beginning to end, it is a giant fucking lie. And the American people need to be in the streets fighting this. There is no excuse for us on the left, regardless of which side of the spectrum you sit on the left. You should be in the streets. Independents who voted for this, you need to say, I fucked up, and get your asses in the streets. There is nothing stopping this administration from sending me or anyone else who speaks out in opposition to him to the fucking gulag. They don't fucking care. And if we let this go, we sign the permission slip for him to do it. They paid, now look, we have known that they paid El Salvador's president $6 million to hold these prisoners. They said, look, these are gang members, and we're going to send you the gang members to keep in the gang member prison, and we'll pay you to do that. And I think what happened is they found out that there weren't that fucking many. They found out that the number they had told the Americans existed in this country didn't exist. Out of the nearly 300 sent to CCOT, only like 60 or 70 of them have a criminal record or are linked to a criminal gang. The rest of them are innocent men just with tattoos. And the MS-13 and other gangs, they do not get tattoos. that symbolize their gang. They aren't marked by tattoos. That's not how you know how they're in their gang. But the stupid ass Americans seem to think that, and that's good enough for them. So they tick off a point system, and if you have a certain amount of tattoos, well, you must be brown and in a gang, and they ship them off to a fucking death camp where you don't get out unless it's in a coffin. Now, why won't they just show us that Kilmar is alive? Why won't they just say, here's a video of Kilmar, he's alive, calm down. Even not that would be enough. Don't get me wrong. Hold, please. Not that would be enough. But the reason they won't show him is because it will set off a firestorm. They won't let him talk to anybody because people will find out about the massive scale of human rights violations taking place in that fucking prison. I don't care what your laws in a country state. If you are violating human rights, you are violating international law. And that is what this country and its leaders are about to find out in due time. You don't get to treat humans any way you want to treat them because you have a leadership role. So friends, I'm begging you to stay vigilant, stay aware and awake, and keep speaking out, because the minute you say, and I saw a follower say this, I pulled all my videos off of my For You page. This is what a person said. I pulled all my videos off the For You page because I'm afraid of backlash from the administration. Well, the administration just won then, lady. The administration just won. You are putting everyone else in danger when you do that. You put the people who are out here doing the work in danger. So stay vigilant. Do not obey in advance, friends. They would love for you to obey in advance, and you cannot do that. I need you to stay strong in the face of fascism. That is how we win. We build our army. We build our coalition. We make friends, we make connections, and we stay awake. And we hold this administration's feet to the fire, and we say, we will not let you get away with imprisoning innocent men or women just because they have tattoos. Fuck you. Bring them back. Give them their day in court. Prove that they are in a gang. This administration has been using the word terrorist for a reason, because they have big plans to basically be able to point the finger at somebody who speaks out in opposition to them and go, oh, they don't like our country, they must be a terrorist. And it's not that we don't like our country, it's that we love our country. We don't like a fascist takeover of our country, but because they are in charge, they want to be able to point the finger at you and say, you're a terrorist. And that is the risk we take doing this, friends. So I'm going to end it here for the week. I've got to get ready to fly out to Texas on Monday for the Unfuck America tour, where we are going to take on Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA at Texas A&M University. So stay tuned. Make sure you're following me and all of the creators I tag in these videos. If you want to donate to Unfuck America, the link is in my bio. If you'd prefer to donate directly to me, I promise you that I will put that money to good use, helping to pay bills and fix cars and such. So at the end of this video, you will see a scan code for my Venmo and for my Cash App. Go to my TikTok page, my bio here on Substack, and you will find my link tree for everything you are looking for. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being part of the activist collective. We have a long road ahead of us. There's no doubt. There is no question that we have a long road ahead of us. When this lawlessness is taking place so blatantly in the American eyes and nothing is being done about it, And what is to be done, friends? He has placed loyalists in the highest positions of government. We have to stay vigilant. So find your community. I love you all for being here. I love you all for giving me a voice. I can't do this without you, so I appreciate you. Share the podcast, share the pages, share the videos, share it all. If you don't make content, make sure you're sharing it. I love you all. Please have a good weekend. If you're religious, happy Zombie Jesus Day. Get your candy on. I love you.